This is a true Turkish classic, the biber dolması. Basically the stuffed peppers. Yeah, I don't know how to call it otherwise. Even though I did not like it when I was a kid and I just ate the filling part, I must say this was idea. You just have to try it. Here we go. First of all, the peppers, of course. These are a bit thinner than the bell peppers you might see at your grocery, but those work just fine. Carefully cut around the stem part of it and remove it gently. I try to get all the inner walls broken up as well and remove the seeds too. And for some magic, let's make the filling. We'll be needing some minced meat of your choice, some rice, some chopped onions, finely chopped tomatoes, some parsley and, oops, some olive oil. As for the spices, I use salt, of course, some thyme, black pepper, and some red pepper flakes. But don't feel limited to these seasonings. Try out different things, expand your horizon. Maybe even with curry it could be a nice combination. I haven't tried that yet. That's the beauty of cooking. Experiment the hell out of it. Just toss all of these things into a bowl and knead it. I almost forgot to put the spices in as well. Yeah, don't forget that. I say kneading, but I try to crush everything together so that it gets as even as possible. Sounds weird, but once you get your hands in that stuff, you know what I mean. And just stuff the peppers. Most of the time, I don't even bother with a spoon and just go in with my hands, but for filming purposes, I'm doing it like this. Here it is essential not to press too much or stuff it to the brim. The rice is uncooked after all and it will expand. And if too dense, it will just burst the pepper, which is definitely something we do not want. I just press with my spoon very lightly. Social distancing in this pot is a no-go. Get these yummies into a pot where they stand up and don't have space to fly around willy-nilly. As for our last step, just get some water and add a bit of tomato paste. Now just dilute that in that. I gotta say, I use the bowl I used for the filling because I don't want to waste any of the leftover spices or even fat of the meat. As the water I used is pretty warm, it almost does the cleaning for me. And then just pour the water all over. I poured them into the peppers as well, but you actually shouldn't do that. Accidental spillage of the filling is really not necessary, but it works out. Now just cook this on low heat until the peppers can be easily poked through. See how the rice wants to almost spill out of the peppers? And I didn't even feel it that much. Always gotta be careful. And now that it's done, just dig in. I love to eat this with some yogurt. Then again, I am eating pretty much everything with yogurt. And I must say, it's really good for your digestive system. I have my problems and I just love it in the hot summer months. It's refreshing, and of course if you have lactose intolerance that won't work. Yeah, sorry about that. Another thing that I need to mention here, I used those thin bell peppers, but you could basically use pretty much any kind of vegetable to fill this with. My favorite ones are eggplants and zucchinis. The only thing you need to be careful of is that when you hold them out, you have to be really careful that you don't break it. Second, I would definitely poke it a bit with I would poke it with a fork or anything that's pokey, if you want to call it like that. And obviously, because the parts will be probably higher than the bell peppers, you have to fill them with more water. So just check. While cooking, you just need to check if they're cooked through or not. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video as a Turkish classic. You seem to like that kind of stuff, and tell us if you want more or if you're interested in a particular one, and hopefully I can make it. I mean, kokoreç, don't get me with that. Apart from that, drop a like if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss our weekly videos. I thank you for watching till the end. Have a delicious weekend and see you next Friday.